sophisticated, relaxing, kind of invigorating. Everybody doesn't appreciate it like the connoisseurs do.
Wait a minute, how big it is? Oh! Okay.
Oh. Okay. Let's bring chat back on the screen, huh? You guys doing this fine evening? Oh, hold on. Actually. Hold up. Don't we need some... You know... Don't we need a little bit of...
Good job, King.
A little bit of HeyWoah radio in the corner. You guys doing this fine evening. People 3004 thanks to tier 1. Can't believe it's only been 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, it was a rough 2 weeks for me. Had a lot of work to do. But we're back. Barred from Entry, thanks for the big primer, 10 months. Every day, the Warhammer, Snare, and other VTuber. We love to see it. I know. Huge.
Good job.
Huge. Sunshine in Black, thanks to tier 1, 36 months. It's nearly been 3 years. You are correct. I gotta scroll up real quick. The hype train, let's go. Tay Barracuda thanks for the 10 tier 1 subs directly to the community. Massive. Thanks for the big dono. Appreciate. And thanks for being a liker. Artorius thinks 200 bits.
Relaxing. Kind of invigorating. Everybody doesn't appreciate it like we connoisseurs do.
Everybody doesn't appreciate it the way we connoisseurs do. Thanks for Arterius. 25 tier 1 gifters. I don't even want to know how much that is. Don't tell me. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts. I couldn't calculate how much he paid to do that if I tried. Very generous. Thanks a lot for the hype train, everyone. Artorius also. 200 bits. Lorge Gaming. Also, I blame HeyWoah for YouTube trying to keep showing me Filian and Gargua. Well, I'm going to forgive you for Filian, because, I mean, there's better. But, she doesn't mean front flip, though. And Gargura, I liked her better when she was Senzawa. Am I right, gamers? Anyway, I'm happy she's doing well, and I wish her only the best. I don't watch her, though. Anyway, the way I look at it is, you got two types of people. You got people that are entertaining, and people that aren't entertaining, roughly speaking, you know? And if you're gonna be entertaining, you might as well be an anime character half the time, you know, if this kind of stuff isn't working out. I consider it a net positive. #1 Gargura fan. You're going to have to get in line behind a lot of baseball fans, seemingly out of nowhere. Who knew that those two lines would cross? But now she's lucky, right? And if you are lucky in the baseball fans' eyes, as far as I know, they give you a crown of thorns or something. It's a big deal. Yeah, you seem like a Fuamoko fan to me. Yeah, there you go. I don't fuck with Hololive too much, although it's nothing personal. Kid. I like a little more of the independent types. Not exactly the Insano Manharas, they're good for clips, but I'm trying to chill over here. And if nobody knows what I'm talking about, sorry to bring up politics, but we are talking about VTuber companies. I don't care how many votes I lose. Where's Lena Lazar? MacRat, thanks for the 7 months. Sorcerer Supreme on YouTube. Appreciate it. This is a HeyWoah stream, and that means big things go into it. Yeah, true. And where am I? Oh yeah, the what's it called? The Johnny Cash cover of the Trent Reznor classic. He's got such a weird voice in that, but in a good way. You inspired me to start a YouTube channel, says MechRat. Had a great time so far, working on my own every AOS vid as well. Nice, I appreciate that. I hope you do very well. Once you got yourself 1 million subs, I don't know, give Unky HeyWoah a call, remember where you came from, hook me up, you know? Anyway, good luck to you. But also, no free advertising. On that note, thanks for the $2. HeyWoah stands the indies. I do. I celebrate when they get their bag because, you know, they're on your team. Yeah, that's my waifu up there, and she's finally getting her bag, right? Like, she's getting paid. Good for her. You want to show your support, you know. Sometimes you still watch them, sometimes you don't, but you're happy for them. It's like a little funny team you can be on. Never forget where I came from. Yeah. Rem Lazar is a VTuber, good one. Manhara? What do you mean baldness? Who let those alpacas in that area anyway? Like, #1 best VTuber, Amazing Plibbit. That would be Captain Amazing Plibbit. or amazing Captain Plivet. Captain floats around. It can be whatever order you wish. So we got Elf Ball, which is my seller. I sell things with him. And we have Arms Dealer, Hell Grip, Dark Lift, and Volcano Math, Blazantilus, the Double Elminster. Humbly, with humility. If you're gonna make the name of a wizard, you gotta give it a wizardly sound to it, right? By the way, can I just say how much fun I've been having in the Discord? Excellent people, excellent mods. Yeah, we try not to have the place get all shit up. Like we try to run a decent place. It's hard to have a community, in something like a Discord and keep it cool. So don't thank me. Well, actually, okay, don't only thank me. It's the mods who do the majority of the work. And I only barely pay them like once a year. Mostly because I can't afford to. Because I'm not huge. Which is really my own fault. But, the best way to thank the mods is by not making their job real fucking hard. By bitching about stuff all the time or being weird, Anyway, I appreciate it. Speaking of big things, my meme ad to the meme ad at the start died and it was buried. Okay, I'll remember that. I'm gonna find a natural place to lay it down. Jokes aside, you did not know there were that many conservative VTubers. Being a conservative and a VTuber is in the minority, but they for sure exist. There's a decent chunk of them that are like the news kind of ones, but I'm kind of putting those aside. Maybe that's unfair. Yeah, there's plenty of them. Conservatives are just like a type of person, so different communities skew one way or another, but yeah, there's a few of them. Some of them are even cool or funny. Some of them really aren't. But no one's immune to grifting. Or rather, no community. Or no type. Playing Road Warden after seeing it here first, you must say, you didn't know you're going to enjoy it as much as you did. Great find. Kahi, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know who turned me on to Road Warden. I think it was Jupes, maybe. Jupes and somebody else, possibly. All those years ago, but I really liked it, and I think I'm going to put it in the top 100. We gotta remember our roots of just good soundtrack, good atmosphere, great writing. You're just reading. Instead of read a book, you read a game. It's nice. And it's so refreshing to get adult writing in a game. I'm talking about Road Warden here. And by adult writing, I guess maybe adult writing has this connotation like adult toy, right? But that's not what I mean. I mean writing that isn't almost insufferably simple or stupid or cliche, It's nice to get a taste of like talking to you like you're an adult, I guess. It's sort of like fantasy, but mostly like historical fiction, survival, and the repercussions of the weight of responsibility in a survival situation and the interconnected nature of different cultures and trade routes and towns and people and magical beasts in the wilderness. I found it wonderful. It sucks to stream it kind of because you're reading so constantly. I can only stream it for about 3 hours and then my voice starts to go out. You wouldn't think so. I'm talking to you basically nonstop right now, as you can see and maybe even hear. But it's different. Whatever it is, it's different. When I'm playing Road Warden and it seems like I'm reading or talking just as much as I am here, I can do it for like 3 hours and then I'm like, geez, I gotta give my voice a rest. But then a normal stream, 4 hours, 5 hours, it's fine. Weird. I don't know. I don't know what it is. That was Branumate. Okay, we checked the tapes. It was Branumate, which was the Road Warden concestor, we'll say. Don't let anyone tell you you're not big enough. I think if somebody told me I wasn't big enough, they would be trying to kill me. But I take your point. You'll always be our huge man. No effort tier list, just answers. Speaking of wizards, casting style. Oh, now I have to choose? Tome and hand. I like tome and hand. That's a good one. 2. Big stick staff user. Based. Huge long staves, right? With stuff on the top. I'm in. Great work. Number 3.
Job, King.
Number 3, wand only. Trash. Wands are trash and lame. I put wands at the bottom of the list. And this isn't just because I don't like Harry Potter. And I don't just not like Harry Potter because of what's-her-name who wrote it. I'm a original hater. I hated it before I knew. Alright? Harry Potter sucks. It's always sucked. And wands are lame. Sorry for getting political about wands, but you guys... I just don't know any defense. Like, who thinks wands are cool? Maybe if you holstered them and then you did some sort of like pistol thing, but then that's a caster gun from Outlaw Star. And that is cool, but that's because guns are cool. Anyway, sword and shield, nah. No, you're different now. If you're using a sword and shield, you're at best a rune knight or a mage knight or an eldritch knight. Those guys are cool, but they're just not what I think of when it comes to wizard. You know, they're a prestige class. They're a hybrid. They're cool, but it's a different category. Separate but equal. Only sword? No. Weeaboo fight hand magic. Get out of here. Wand and book? Damn. I love a spell book in the open palm and the cast. I love that more than anything else, and yet I don't like book and wand. Such is the lameness of wands that they ruin even the arcane tome. Only hands? Only hands is fire, you know, going back to the Stone Age with it. You know, I'm not saying that staves and tomes are crutches or anything, but it is kind of badass if you're using only your hands. Like, you're cool with me. Glyph only, no offensive ability. Symbols and glyph. By glyph, if you're talking about like drawing circles and stuff, that's kind of cool too. Summoner is a different category, but sometimes, you know, I've been known to draw a salt circle in my day. I think it's cool. But if the only way you can cast is by doing the circles, second-class wizard citizen, in my opinion. It should be an arrow in your quiver, not the main cannon. Anyway, good list, good questions, and I feel very strongly, as you can see, about all of those. Great work. Only great games thanks to the Tier 1 37 months. Heyest of Woes. Glad to see you back with some EverQuest, and your volume is better. Yeah, we got a new mic over here. I got a new mic over here. You've been busy getting married, so have a sub on me. Hey, I appreciate it. A sub from a sub? Actually, I don't know. I appreciate the sub. And please enjoy being married. I don't know what that's like. And I never really wanted to. but I'm happy for other people that want it, if that makes sense. I'm too much of a weirdo hermit wizard, you know, I think. But good work. That's hard to do, I think. If people like the aesthetic and atmosphere of Road Warden but want something no text based, you recommend Drova. I will look into it. I actually don't want something non-text based, but I do want something with that aesthetic and atmosphere, and so I'll try Drova anyway. Hogwarts needs to be investigated for child endangerment by Ofsted, British org that investigates people. Okay, joke explainer. We need to send Spotlight to do some investigative journalism. Yeah, maybe. Wizards, the movie, taught us the best wand is gun. True, it did. True and real. We can Wingardium Legion da fuck outta here wandies. I don't know what that means. Is that a... That's got to be a play on words that has something to do with Harry Potter, but I don't... I'm sure it was clever. You're in this weird spot where you don't like turn-based combat. You're fine with games like Road Warden and Disco Elysium, but so far, you're not really found any turn-based RPG you have really liked. Is it worth you playing old RPGs like Planescape Torment? It depends on what you like, I guess. If to you an RPG is, you want a great story and interesting characters in a deep world where your decisions matter, but it's a lot of reading and clicking, and the gameplay itself and the UI and stuff is just like a chore, but you don't care because that stuff, you're dealing with that anyway. Even if it was a brand new game, you wouldn't care about that stuff anyway. You're just in it for those first things I said. Then I think Planescape Torment is still, even though it is a bit of a time capsule nowadays, I think it's still probably the best one. And it's one of the few RPGs that manages to have a decent ending, which is really rare. You know, even Baldur's Gate 3 fell apart at the end. It's rough to get it right. To paraphrase Stan Smith, guns beat magic every time. Yeah, I like guns. And I like magic. Sue me. Anyway, what am I doing today on this wizard? Well, I got a bunch of keys and I'm doing some quests on them. Broken key of lava. Let's get in. I have to look into it on my other monitor over here. There's this tower in the northern desert of Rome. Maybe the southern desert of Rome. Right next to Oasis of Mar, right? You know, where with the dock, the caiman wandering around, lockjaw, the rare one that can spawn there sometimes. That island where the specters are waiting for higher level people to come back. Even yet higher level people, you can get a sand giant every once in a while, and there's a named one, Kazel, who has crazy regen. I think he's level 55 or something like that. Anyway, they put this tower in there, the anniversary tower, and it's got a bunch of challenges in it and a bunch of door keys. And the keys are meant to send you back to old places that you remember in this 25-year-old game with 31 expansion packs. And so I got all the keys, and I'm going to go to the ancient zones, and surely the quests will be super simple nowadays, but it'll be nice to do. I did the one for jungles in the Emerald Jungles of Kunark, which is the home of the Ixar and Sarnak and all the rest. Biryani, right? So I did that one. I did the one in the Deserts of Ro, which has you go after a bunch of sand giants, and the you know, orc centurion camps and the orc oracles and desert madmen and the funny little skeleton laugh noises, right? And so this one is the Key of Lava, which I haven't looked ahead for any of these, but I will now. I imagine it's taking me probably to Lava Storm Mountain Range, you know, the one right next to Neriak, the home of the Dark Elves, and Kithakor Forest, which by day is a newbie zone, but by night when it becomes dark, super high level undead and vampires come out and kill all the players. Anyway, it was a dangerous run from there to the East Common Lands for young Dark Elves hated by all the other races to get to the tunnel of EC, where it is the players would trade before there was such a thing as an auction house. Really in any MMO, which connected to West Common Lands and off through Highhold Pass and the Gorge of King Zorb and all the rest out there. On the other end, it would go to Freeport, starting with West. With the Wizard Guild in it, and the Paladins and Bards of the North. Freeport. Land of the Humans, where you could sail over to Kinos and all the elven races. Anyway, is this old guy narration about the world interesting to you? I hope it is, because the point of this stream is we're chilling. We're entering Big Chilling Zone 2-1. Yeah, this is some Sega Dreamcast looking ass grass here. Actually, this might even be Nintendo 64 ass grass. Maybe slightly better than. My class is a wizard. There's like 12, maybe 16 classes in this game. I can't remember. They're hard to count sometimes. And the wizards are known for being able to use pyramid magic, teleport wherever they want. Because this was back when there weren't, where travel in the world was part of experiencing the world. They wanted people to know how huge this was, an online area. It takes you 2 hours to run from one half of it to another. Probably more if you have to wait for boats. And so druids could use druid rings to teleport, and they would make money doing this. And wizards could use pyramids and teleport to certain areas. And that was it. Everybody else, you're running. Bards can run at the speed of light. Fast motherfuckers. But everybody else pretty slow unless you get Spirit of the Wolf. Or So to some. Or Sow to others. And it's still contested as to how you exactly pronounce the acronym. Unlike GIF, which is GIF and not GIF. Despite what the person who invented it said, you can be wrong about your own invention. Anyway, fast running, levitating, running through the sky, you know. Anyway. Key of Lava. We do indeed go to the Lava Storm Mountain Range. I wonder if it's the new Lava Storm or the old one. They went back and redid some of the old zones 10 years ago, 15 years ago. To everyone's chagrin, because the newer versions they made were worse than the older ones. More or less, especially Freeport. But you know, whatever. Let's see. Transport. That would be Antonica, right? Go to West Common Lands, Nectulos Forest, Desert Row, West Portal. I think Nectulos is the closest, right? We'll do the Nectulos Forest. It's dark here. But this zone is for people in the first, the first part of the game. Back when you were level 20 or something. I'm 120. Plus 5. Nectulos Gate. Let's get it. Hearing you describe it with this background music makes you nostalgic for a game you haven't played. You know, I like some of that whenever I see it. Look at this UI. Can you believe this Excel spreadsheet looking ass UI? Decaying skeleton. Let's stab him. Get out of here. There I am on top of the pyramid. Pyramid looks a lot worse for wear than it used to be. Zone guide, please. Lava. The Lava Storm Mountains. Let's activate a path, shall we? Oh, you know what? If I'm going to be traveling, let's levitate, as a wizard might. There we go. Get some prime first-person perspective gaming. Run through the air. Booking it. How's the volume on this music? Is this alright? He's floating? Of course. I'm a wizard. You can levitate. You can run on the very air. Right? Imagine not teleporting wherever you want. Being invisible. Running across the air. Isn't this what you play a wizard to do? Also, guard Sivar. Can you see invisible? You can't. He regards me indifferently. I suppose you also play a wizard to press one button and do 20 million damage.
Good job, King.
From an ice comet. So that's fun too. You play a wizard to get infinite PPE from your elemental, true and real, unfathomably based. It's me, Jupes. Thanks for the tier 1 for 35 months. Appreciated. Big subbies. Big subbies. Alright, here we are. Acquire the broken key of lava. Got it. Head over to Lava Storm Mountains, right-click the shovel on magma rock piles. After a mob spawns and aggroes, defeat it and loot the key blade. Oh, okay, so I have to find rock piles. I got this shovel here. Put that guy right there. Fire Goblin Scout. We have here a rock pile, huh? Okay. It's a basilisk. Could absolutely charbroiled supersize it. Broken key bow of lava. I'll take it. Quest item there. So I need key bow, key bitting, and key blade. Okay, so that's what we have to find around here. Oh, got an ogre. What's up, dude? How you doing? I'm afraid I can't speak right now, Volcano Math. I'm waiting for someone very important to arrive. All right, chill. Word. The Rock Dervish. I remember these guys. This is a new updated model. They used to look a lot funnier back in the day. There were actual just shield models and sword models and stuff in there. Let's put invisibility back on. When I have brackets around my name, I'm invisible, right? So people typically can't see me, but some things can see invisible. So how do you tell? Well, target the creature and you press C to consider it, and it says it regards you indifferently, which means it can't see you. If I were to take invisibility off, it says ready to attack, right? So now that's one of the ways that you can tell whether something can see invisible or not. If you're thinking about playing EverQuest, tips and tricks, absolute Discord strats from 21 years ago. Variant Interactive / 989 Studios / Sony / Daybreak Hatem. Find out how to detect whether creatures can see you or not when you're invisible. Hit like and subscribe. played a wizard to get infinite PPE from an elemental. They actually, you know, they have that in this game. But you're not a wizard doing it, you're a magician. If you want infinite mana from summoning the same elemental and sacrificing it to steal its PPE, which ends up giving you more than it costs to get it in the first place, that's literally the mechanic for how magicians get mana back in this game, which I think is awesome. I think that's really cool. Magician is different than wizard is like massive meteor swarms, huge casts, right? Pure damage. And besides that, they have roots, teleports, and that's about it. They just blast. Magicians, the mage class, uses a summoned elemental, and like half of their power is in how crazy powerful their elemental is. And then they themselves are like, they're like a miniature wizard, you know. They're not really as good as a wizard, but then their pet is insane, like super good. And instead of teleporting people places, they summon people to them, and that's the other way. You can also summon a whole bunch of fun stuff, a bunch of cool little toys and trinkets and swords and weapons and food and jesters and people and all sorts of other stuff. Magicians are really fun, and they're very good at soloing. Wizards are terrible at soloing for the most part. Magicians are very good at it. If you were between the two and you want to be a wizardly type, I would almost say magician is the suggestion for at least a new player. Alright, looking for another pile of rocks around here. Great background noise for mining in EVE Online, yeah, or painting models or whatever. Whatever it is you're trying to do. You don't suppose I could run up this wall? No. I can just run across lava because I'm like a million levels, right? But normally you'd have to be careful about that stuff. Not today. There we go. Let's shuffle that out. I already have the bow. No. So I have the bow, I have the blade, I just need the biddle. So random drop. Want to play a fun game? Explain each UI element. Sure. Each UI element. This is my inventory. I have it open because I forgot to close it. There's that. Up here is your window selector. This one, little compass. This dates back. Oh, story time. Here's the map. The chat is kind of, as you can see, the chat is on top of my map here, so it's hard to see. But when EverQuest first came out, there was no map. Didn't have a map. You just had to memorize everything in the whole world. The only way to find your way around was a command you could type, \LOC for location. And it lied to you. It wasn't right. You had a skill called sense heading, which was a skill that you had to use and level up in and get better at. And it would essentially tell you whether you were going north, south, east, or west. You didn't have even a compass. It was like a compass skill. And then way later, they eventually added a map to the game. And so, you know, count your blessings. I don't need, you know, the game's so much easier nowadays with this highfalutin having maps, like a mini map. The kids these days. And then up here are all my buffs. Up here are the quests. This is a damage meter that is not part of the normal game. but I'm using one because, like, it's an MMO, you have to know. I'm in damage class. I want to know how much damage I'm doing and see if my rotation needs to get fixed. I don't have to explain this stuff to you. You guys know how games work now. Oh, there it is, the biddies. We got the biddies. Thanks for the bits. Alright, so now I take the broken key of lava and I open it up into a thing. And then we put the 3 parts of the key in there and combine, and it turns into the repaired key of lava. There it is. And I'll take my rewards. Hey, TYVM. I'll reclaim those. Basically just sending you to old zones to futz around a little bit and click on stuff, but it's like a nostalgia quest, I suppose. Big gameplay, yeah. You think chat is too big on the screen right here? I think it is. You know? Taking up a lot of real estate. Let's put it over here. No offense. You got to see the Excel spreadsheet of UI elements, right? You played the demo in the Joystick magazine. Once it released, you took a bike ride towards the closest Staples. Played for 14 hours straight that day. Kevin Levigne. Do you mean the demo that was offline and you ran it on your computer and it loaded up and it was, you were like in front of a ladder and it was like climb up a ladder, talk to this gnome, I think it was. No, I believe it was a dwarf NPC. And your character was a human cleric whose name was so-and-so. What was the dwarf's name? What was the dwarf's name in the offline demo for EverQuest before it came out? That you did like one quest for by talking to. I myself am trying to remember at this very moment. Let's do another key. The broken key of forest, frost, steam, sky, fire, fear. Oh, they're sending me to the plane of fear, the plane of sky. Okay. I want to go to frost. Let's go to Everfrost. Mayhap. Key of frost. Head to Everfrost Peaks. All right. And as a wizard, we can just transport there. If I recall correctly. Man, what's the closest way to get to Everfrost? I can't remember anymore. It's been too long. Tell you what, Everfrost. Nectulos, Plane of Knowledge. Oh, you could just go to the Plane of Knowledge. And there's a stone for Everfrost. Oh. well, that's pretty easy. Let's do it. Oh, well, okay then. Kevin Levigny was talking about Fallout on YouTube chat. Oh, was he? Oh, pardon me, Kevin. Apologies. I thought you were talking about the demo to EverQuest, not the demo to Fallout, which I also played. Came with on a demo disc from like Game Informer magazine or something. Chatception, I suppose. Apologies. Anyway, Arterius demanded a commercial, and I think I'm going to hit him with one. It takes me to Hollis, of course. Hollis, the land of the barbarians, which is the big human race. Now, the cool thing about barbarians, the race, is that they are a large race. They're large. So they wear large equipment, which no longer matters, but used to kind of matter. And they can... I think they can use, slam without a shield because they're huge. Like, that was one of the bonuses to them. So... Barbarian shamans look cool. Barbarian warriors and stuff like that. Not actually a good race to play, like back in the day. Unfortunately. Like, there were just stronger races for all the classes that a barbarian could be. But they looked cool, and your factions were nicer with them, so that's kind of nice. I need to go to the river section, huh? Okay, so first we need to catch the fish. Okay, go to the river section. I remember right outside the newbie zone of Hallis, where normal new players were fighting ice goblins and like polar bears and stuff, there would be these monsters, these undead bards that would patrol back and forth on rare spawns. Vengeful soloist, vengeful lyricist. And they would just kill you. They did that a lot in EverQuest, where they'd have some new player zone, and there would just be some crazy high-level thing, well, from the perspective of the new players there, that would randomly kill you, or you would need to run away from or pay attention to, otherwise you die. And that higher level players would need to show up and maybe kill it to do a quest or something. Because a lot of things they did back then were to facilitate players interacting with each other in some way, which is kind of nice. Alright, so here we have the river section, and it seems like you're just walking on, is this, yeah, this is ice, this is not, woolly mammoth, let's go Thunder Tusk, huge, very big. Oh, and then I can go through here and find, I have to actually go into the water and fight cod and stuff, okay. Okay. I got a polar char. So I need char, cod, and redfish. Alright. when you're swimming around, you have to do it in first person mode. Otherwise, the movement gets too tricky. And I have infinite breath, so we're good there. Ice Goblin Diver, okay. I don't want to disrupt the local ecosystem or anything. Redfish. Now all I need is some cad. That's a jar. Don't need you. Aha, frost-covered cod. There we go. Nice. Investigate the Hallis crevice and place the frost-covered cod. Okay, we're gonna place it. But also, I'm trapped under the ice. This is where we use our wizardly powers to abscond. Local teleport within the same zone that puts you at the starting place of the zone. Another convenience, thanks to the wizardry world. Oh, that's right, I was going to hit you with a commercial because I said I would. Because, Ortorius paid the bits for it. Get fucking commercialed at. You know, BRB.
Right now, you could be savoring the rich, creamy flavor of angel food ice cream. It's the extra cream in angel food that blends all of your favorite flavors so they're always smooth and creamy, never pointy. How about some rich and creamy angel food ice cream right now?
Angel food ice cream. Alright. Right outside Hallis. It is now nighttime. We have a day-night cycle in the game, as well as weather. Actually, we used to have weather. I don't think we have weather anymore, now that I think about it. I rather like that kind of thing, though. I wish more games had it. Mere teleportation, such as the power of those who wield magical might. True. I mean, you could cast spells, you would do it for convenience. Like if you were a psychic, right? If you were just going to eat your cereal in the morning, what a sucker, right? I would be levitating that spoon. 100%. So too with magic. All right. Killed the big bear. Which gave us the key to Frost. Now we go to the middle crevasse. Yeah, so Wizard we have two different, I mean, there's a bunch of spells I could memorize that do virtually the same thing, but there's AAs. So there's Exodus, which is a 0.5 second cast. And it affects your entire group. And it teleports almost instantly your entire group to a safe place within the same zone that you're in. In other words, it can, at a moment's notice, save your whole group from a wipe. Like, oh, we pulled too many things, somebody trained us, our tank just died. You can press this button and peace out, which is really useful. It's basically our only, like, most classes in this game have a whole bunch of buffs to put on other people and synergies and all that stuff. And Wizard doesn't have any. They're pretty single-minded. But our one thing that we can do for other people is evac, which is what people call it, evacuate. Teleport all over the place, which saves people time and travel for sure. And here comes the polar bear. He's coming right for me. Hey, get rooted in place so that you have to just sit there with those dead eyes and just get blasted. Easy. All right, we got the broken key of, and then the final crevice in the bottom part of the zone. Anyway, so it's a useful ability to have. And then, so there's one for just me, and then there's one for my whole group. And you use the one for just you a lot of times just to teleport somewhere in the zone that's closer to the entrance if you're trying to travel. Just for laziness sake. Kinda. Refresh some buffs here. Hits the peace sign as you turn into mist. Yeah, it's... What was that? You know the vine. That's the one you're talking about, right? The dude. And then just fades away. Yeah, that's the wizard as soon as the tank dies. But it's not just you. It is your whole group. So that's useful. Peace out. And the PlayStation, really mind-boggling graphics over here. Oh, there he is. The hungry polar bear. Get blown up. All right, there it is. Broken key of frost. Put the 3 pieces in it. All right. Key down. I'll take my reward. And my timeless tokens. Thanks. Oh yeah, did I have any merc points to spend? Oh, I still do. Okay, I got 32 merc points to spend. I think I'll keep chugging away on improved mana, because I maxed out healing acumen. Or we could go for subtle magic, I guess, to not pull aggro. I don't think you're ever going to pull aggro. I don't think it's possible, right? In an actual group. We're going to go for improved mana. Like, eventually we're going to max everything out anyhow, right? So... What's the next key? Broken key of forests. Okay. Oh, we had the G-Fey. I love G-Fey. I actually don't. But the elven tree houses are always cool. Head over to Greater Feydark and defeat minor skeletons found throughout the northern section of the zone. Greater Feydark, huh? Okay. Transport. Feyduir. And away we go. You're having flashbacks old enough to drink seeing this game? Yeah. I'm cleaning up some like tower quests that I never got around to for the most part. If a group starts up for XP or AAs or something, I'll join it, but I'm questing. Maybe I should start doing my epic quest. I never did that thing. I got a Shadow Knight alt, and you know Shadow Knight alt epics. Oh, there it is. The Nexus. Hello, sirs. We're in Elven territory now. Oh yeah, that's right. Ad break starts in 1 second. Hey, get advertised at.
Introducing the best news for ice cream lovers since ice cream began. New simple pleasures. It's everything you love about ice cream, but no point. New simple pleasures is unbelievably rich, incredibly creamy, and absolutely top. Oh yeah. Because new simple pleasures is made with all natural pure athlete, yeah. Instead of point. New delicious all natural simple pleasures. There's never been an ice cream like it.
We're back. Let's return to the music, right? We're supposed to be Bing chilling over here. Also, this looks like a normal forest, right? Well, this looks like a normal forest on the Nintendo 64, right? Well. Oh shit. No. It's the Elven capital. You didn't know because they were in trees. Also, this is a new player zone and you start here. And so many new players walking along these catwalks. As you can see up here, there's no railing, right? There's a railing on the bridges, but there's no railing here. So many people would fall off the edge of here and die that every time you went to Greater Fadark, the ground would be littered with level 3 elf corpses. And players are like, you know, every week there's like hundreds of new players that fall off the edge and die. You want to put like an invisible wall there or maybe a railing? And the devs are like, no. And they never did. And they were right not to do it. Because that shit's funny. And it's a memorable thing. Feel sad for the lactose intolerant in this chat. Look, you can take some Lactaid or whatever that... You can take one of those pills first, you know, maybe a Fairlife. There's cream alternatives that probably suck, to be honest. It's a shared experience, but perhaps not a universal one. Oh, you're level 80. What? That skeleton was level 80. What's a level 80 doing in the new player zone? Well, killing new players. That's what he's doing. You gotta learn to look around and be aware of your surroundings. It's trying to kill you. Alright, broken key acquired. Huge. Piece number 1 found. Nope, already got that piece. lucky. Same piece over and over. Does playing this game now feel like going to a mall? Like a place so built for a population that just isn't there anymore? Yes. Yeah. Because that's the inevitable and sad end point of building an entire game from the ground up with the purpose of forcing you to interact with a community of other players. That was the whole gimmick of an MMO. Before every MMO became a single-player theme park experience, where you click a button and see technically other players for a 10-minute dungeon and then never talk to them again and teleport back to the main city. Like they used to up on a bunch of shards and stuff that pop in and out and grab players from wherever.
Good job, King.
But the downside to that is when the game dies, the game dies. And suddenly you have most of the classes in the game that can't solo. Because you're not supposed to solo, you're supposed to group with people. You know? And so you're kind of playing EverQuest now, most servers, is like walking through an abandoned mall, your footsteps echoing down the dusty hallways. It's sort of like a zombie movie 100 years later without the zombies. There are a few servers that do have something like a population, but certainly not in the heyday. But that's also like kind of interesting too. And I went on Furion V, so it's one of the more populous servers. You can actually group and stuff if you want to. And the game is like way more fun. Oh, he's got a shovel. Yo, the shoveler. What do I need still? Key, bow. All right, I need the biddies. Lonely Sandbar, thanks for 45 months. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for liking my stuff. Even when sometimes I'm just talking about old stuff and playing old games. It's we're vibing. Definitely interesting. This Nullhole sprue has the biggest mold lines. Oh, time to sand them down. You're gonna have to. I didn't spend a lot of time.
Good job, King.
Smarty, small parts, sharp points. Thanks to tier 1. 8 months. Thanks for the sage words. I'm just remembering stuff. Anyway, appreciate the appreciation. Girthy sprues. This wasp creature, like a legendary model. Look at this thing. Explore the source of the skeletons. That's upper right, yeah. The cell shading. That spot is where you spent a lot of time invisible when you were a guide in EQ, Jim Rendo. Cool. Yeah, guides were so cool. Back when MMOs would hire people, for those who don't know, guides and GMs mostly were, how do I put this? I think they were inspired by Dungeon Masters, really. They were half customer service. Well, 80% customer service, 20% dungeon master. And they were characters that worked for Sony, or at the time Variant. And they could put themselves invisible, and they had special chat commands to fix people's problems. Oh, I accidentally deleted something. I died and my body fell through the world because of a Z-axis problem, and it has all my equipment on it and I can't get it. Please help, so on and so forth. I was in the plane of fear and I died and I de-leveled, and so I can't go back. And you would petition a GM or a guide to help you out. And they actually hired people, and so you would. Instead of clicking through a website that doesn't have the answer to your problem on it, not being able to talk to a person, or trying to reason with an AI chatbot that doesn't understand your problem and doesn't have the power to help you, like now. It was cool back in the day. And guides, customer service, and GMs was one of the original ways that a lot of people started working for EverQuest. They started in the CS level, in the customer service guide program. And a lot of them, the ones that didn't turn over real quick, eventually started working for the company, and eventually, I don't want to say many of them, but a meaningful amount of people who started there ended up working on future expansions and all sorts of other stuff. It was a good foot in the door. Anyway, I got all 3 parts of the key. And Greater Fate Arc is done. Last time you loaded it up, you just started a necromancer since you didn't expect to see anyone. Is that still the play? I'm not saying it's not the play, because what was true then is still true now forever. The best solo class is still almost certainly the necromancer. It probably just still is, even after all this time and all the different updates and quality of life things, and so many extra classes are able to solo now in better ways. But still, Necromancer is awesome and really good. Beast Lord is really good at soloing. Magician is really good at soloing. Shadow Knight's really good at soloing. Shaman, actually Shaman is very good at soloing, especially for a healer. Paladin is decent at soloing as long as you only fight undead, and you can fight undead exclusively pretty much all the way up, and Paladin's pretty good at that. Druid's pretty good. Most classes can solo at least basically, but Necro is maybe the king still. Is this the game music? It is not. I just chose some soothing, YouTube thing. When you were a kid, you were invited to a Minecraft server. It was a flat land filled with art, and for some reason, free roam randoms were able to alter them. Set several artworks on fire, and then panicked and went, "Mods, someone set this on fire." They should have set up plot privileges. Yeah, right. Key of Steam, huh? Oh yes, the Steam Font Mountain Range. Go to Stonebrunt, I guess. Ahem. Anyway, yeah, Necromancer is great. good at soloing. The bards used to be insane at soloing, but bards are much worse now at soloing anyway. And I say now, but I mean like they changed this 16 years ago, so chill, right? A long time ago, in a game far, far away, there was a class called the Bard. And you were kind of a spellcaster, kind of a dual wielder, melee, kind of a full plate wearer, and you had instruments and stuff, and you sang songs, which are kind of like spells. But you could run around when you cast them, sort of. And a song is something that lasts a few seconds, and then it fades away if you stop singing it. But it fades away after a certain amount of time, right? So you start singing it, you get maybe a 12-second buff, and from the moment you stop singing it, it lasts for 12 extra seconds, or whatever the number is. And what players figured out what they could do is you could play one song, and then another, and another, and another. You could play four different songs, one after another, and then start over with the first one, and they would all overlap so that you could have 4 songs going at the same time, and they called it twisting back in the day. And you could switch out one song for another one, depending on what your group was or what you wanted to do. Really good class, kind of interesting in a certain respect. Almost pure synergy. You know, like, I think nowadays they call them ZDPS. And it's not that bad. But they're certainly not a DPS class. However, you put them into any group at all, and every other player in the group does 20%, maybe 30% more damage, more healing, more threat. Just like, groups have 6 people, and a bard does maybe a quarter, like a third, maybe at best 40% of the damage of a DPS class. But they make the other 5 people in the group 20% better. And so you put a bard in a group, and it's like having a player and a half extra stuff. Everybody loves bards. They're so good. So selfless. They make everyone else better. I love having a bard in my group. It's sick. Their songs are excellent. And you can switch them up on the fly. There's a song for everything. Mana regen, bonus damage, cast faster, haste, and it's the type of haste that stacks with everything. I think they call it over haste, because it's like giga haster, right? Everybody loves the haste. Regen songs, they can mesmerize stuff. In case you pull too many guys, you play this song, and now the monsters are just crowd controlled. So easy. You can make everybody run like 200% faster, super fast. Everybody likes a bard. And so bards are the fastest moving creatures in the world. Even if you have like the most epic mount ever, and you cast the most epic like movement spell, and your bards are still faster. The fastest things in the game. Just zoom in. Jet engine speed. And they have an AoE song, an area of effect song. They would deal a little damage every few seconds to everything around them, and at a pretty big range. And now you put those two things together, and what you do is you aggro every creature in an entire zone and run in a circle, and they can never catch you because you're too fast. And they're taking little pulses of damage every so often. And it's not a lot of damage, but it's free, and they can never catch you. And so what they would do is kill 100 creatures at the same time by just running in a circle, and eventually all of them die. But this lagged out entire zones and servers, and sometimes it would crash. And so they changed bards to no longer be able to do that, really, for server stability reasons. Which was sad in a certain way, but also probably inevitable. So that's what I mean when I say they used to be basically the best soloers, almost. Bards and enchanters were no joke. Support classes, they still are. You would be maybe happy to note that bards and enchanters are still nuts. So good. Some of the new tricks that enchanters got is even like cooler than the stuff or better than the stuff they used to have. When I'm playing my wizard and I get an enchanter in my group, like my damage is so noticeably better for a whole variety of reasons. So many extra twin casts, so many rerolls on the slot machine of bonus crits and extra procs and stuff like that. I don't even have to use any of my mana abilities. You get so much mana back from having an enchanter in your group. It's sick. It is a bit sad that enchanters, for a while enchanters were the best DPS in the whole game because monsters were so overpowered because they tried to make the game really hard. You would just charm a monster and have it fight for you, and it would out DPS any player. And they basically don't even do that anymore, which is sad. It's definitely balanced, but balance doesn't always mean fun. It was broken what enchanters used to be able to do, but they didn't know back then. They didn't really get to look back at some other MMO that they're copying their stuff from and figure out what's okay and not okay. They were just kind of making it up. And they were also copying Toril Mud and Sojourn Mud. But going from Mud to full world is a huge difference. Looking for another ground spawn. Aha. I'll take it. You love watching WoW story videos, but they assume you play WoW, so they say Ranzagor the overtuned tortoise is gear for scrub, so you toggled your Bernadix Scarangula. I know, I'm not better than a scrub myself, and it's like, you're a damn pro, my guy. Mods were, let's be charitable, call them ambitious. They were awesome. They were the best you could do at the time. They were the closest you could get at the time. Find a need and fill it, right? You want to play Dungeons and Dragons, but you can't right now. And so there was a fledgling kind of internet, and so you played MUDs. Because all those MUDs, the Forgotten Realms MUDs that EverQuest mechanics were based on, were themselves based on a bunch of other MUDs, and MUD itself, multi-user dungeon. Dwarf Fortress looking ass stuff. There's a ground spawn somewhere. Should be somewhere around here. According to this website that is archived in the Wayback Machine from 2012, which is the only way you're able to find any EverQuest information half the time. The ground spawn is somewhere around here. I feel like since the other two were in camps, maybe this third one has to also be in a camp. Maybe I ran past these too hastily. This one I've already picked up, right? Yeah, right. I already picked that one up. It's around here somewhere. Oh, I had to walk right there. You can tell. You can tell from the pixels. Okay. And then you get attacked. So you, in this area, in this whole area, you had to walk here. You had to step on this area. And then it would update and an orc would attack you. I love this game. 10 out of 10. This game is sick. Great work. I love it. Of course, I should have walked right there. Are there any mods you can play today? Yeah, you can still play, let's see, which ones are up? I don't know if any of the Forgotten Realms ones are still up. I know NetHack is still around, which isn't exactly, wait, that's a roguelike, never mind. I'm thinking of a different thing. I don't know if Waterdeep is still up. You know, I said yes, I'm not sure. I'd have to Google it. I bet so, though. I bet you can. There's some early WoW feels aged, but it was the user-friendly alternative to EverQuest. Oh yeah, it was, yeah. But it's just a long line, right? World of Warcraft was the super easy, super simple, super quality of life, user-friendly version of EverQuest. But EverQuest was the super easy, user-friendly version of a MUD, you know? So every one was just a improvement or streamlining or easier or quality of life or whatever of the previous one. Anyway, let's go to the swamps, shall we? Toxulius Forest, if I recall correctly, or rather, Dylan! If I could think about it. But let's see.
You son of a bitch!
Yeah, it wants me to go to... Oh no, it's not Toxulia Forest. It's the Swamp of No Hope. I wasn't prepared for that. What do we have here? Well, well, well. If it isn't Disney's Marvels, Jim Cameraman's Captain Plibbit, comma, the amazing. Welcome to my humble EverQuest stream, where I've been going around telling old man stories about EverQuest and doing ancient quest I haven't finished in a while. What brings you to my abode? Hot, desperate Henry wives in your area? Thanks for the big raid, Plibbit. Appreciate it. In my area? They must be upstairs in the Wizard Tower. It's Mr. Woe of Hey Fame, oh my god. Looking kind of big today. This raid's looking kind of big today. I was watching a little earlier. These housewives are absolutely desperate. I don't know the mechanics of Desperate Housewife game very well. I'm unfamiliar with it. I'm also unfamiliar with the show. But did you get to Ernest's wife boss fight? I heard she's a hard one. You gotta learn her patterns. EverQuest is so cool. No one has ever lied so thoroughly. Good work. And you just threw that out. Very slay of you. Desperate Housewives is the best game ever made. It should be destroyed right now. Well, you delight in playing the best, worst games. Now this is to me, as a fellow public persona, right? It's harder than it looks to play the worst games of all time. You know, let me tell you. And it's not just this Excel spreadsheet fucking UI I'm talking about here. Or Googling Wayback Machine archived forum posts from 2012 that are wrong, but point you in a close enough to a right direction, even though the thing got fixed 6 years after that, to figure out where to go and who to talk to for a quest, right? Or to play Nancy Drew as you do. Or Desperate Sims, the Housewives edition. You gotta find the right type of bad game. There's tons of bad games. There's tons of terrible games. Just as there are tons of terrible movies and bad movies. But there's a certain type of bad movie or bad game that's funny bad. It's like sometimes even hilariously bad. Like it's very fun because of how bad it is. And then there are bad games that are just like miserable. Or movies that you just can't sit through. It's different. And it's hard to find the right one and find the right energy that the game needs you to have to bring your whole community into a place of...
Good job, King.
Into a place of you had to be there comedy, you know? Like the type of humor or having fun or comedy that you can't really describe to someone as such. You just have to say, oh, you know, he kind of had to be there. You know, and then Plibbit said that Henry VIII exploded. He blew up. Well, anyway, you had to be there. But I don't know, I think that's part of the fun. The ham sandwich, or rather the Sam Hamwich. Thanks for the 6 months, I appreciate it. Thank you for the great streams, I appreciate it, thanks a lot. He blew up. He didn't die. Well, he did die, but what I mean is the blowing up, the part where he blew up, that didn't kill him. In that he blew up later. On the timeline. You know how no one knows what happens after you die? Maybe there's heaven, maybe it's nothing, you know, maybe you wake up in the simulation. Well, we don't know what happens when people die, I guess. But we do know what happened after Henry VIII died. He blew up. And I refuse to ever look up whether that's true. I don't want to. Don't tell me. Because right now, it's great. Because maybe he did. And I never want to know for sure. You think it's up for debate? It's not up for debate. He blew up. Or maybe you mean an afterlife. Nah, he blew up. Head to the Swamp of No Hope and destroy eggs. They are indicated by 1 on this funny map we made. Okay.
Good job, King.
Sure. So just a whole bunch of eggs, huh? Okay. Big swampin'. Mike Scarborough thinks it's tier 1. 31 months. When I die, it'll be between the thighs of a person I love dearly. Somebody else is looking to blow up after they die, or possibly slightly before, am I right? Anyway, good meme. It is an amazing fact. I expect amazing facts from Amazing Plebit, though. You know, I was thinking, you know Sharknado? Remember that movie? I gotta come up with a new movie, because I'm old. Hey, people in chat who are under the age of 1 million, roughly. What's a recent movie that really was bad, but it was trying to be bad? So that I can update my references. I was gonna say Sharknado, maybe that's too old. The Rise of Skywalker. You know, anecdotally, I would almost say that it was trying to be bad, but I have been assured that supposedly it wasn't. Good meme though, and you're right. That shit sucked. Cocaine Bear, that's a good one. Velocipaster, I haven't heard of that, but that sounds good. Joker 2 was intentionally bad, but not in the way that you're describing. Yeah, I think so too. Italian Spider-Man. Yeah. Anyway, so the point is, there are bad movies that are bad, and it's funny because they're bad. And it's like it's a good time, you can laugh with your friends. And then there are movies that are trying to be bad, but actually aren't entertainingly bad. They're just like, they're joylessly, soullessly not good. And to me, Sharknado, Cocaine Bear, those qualify. Like Nancy Drew is so entertaining. Shenmue is so bad, and it's so funny. Truly entertaining. In a way that Cocaine Bear and Sharknado, they're like trying to be funny bad, but they're failing. I don't even want to watch. They're like not funny to watch. And I think the difference is you can't do it on purpose. If you're too intentional with it, it ruins it. I think you really do have to earnestly be trying to make your dream. But you are so bad at following through on it that you make something really special. You make something where you really tried, but you have no talent. And you fuck up, but you have just enough so that it was technically finished. And so stuff like Shenmue or maybe The Room, right? You have to be like seriously be trying and failing. I don't know, maybe it's not a hard rule, but I'll call it a pattern. I'm looking for leech egg sacs, which is a phrase I didn't even want to say out loud. But that's what I'm looking for. And I found one so far, and that's it. So I don't know if I'm looking in the wrong spot or what. Part of the joy comes from the schadenfreude of seeing someone fail utterly in a creative act. True, yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that is a point. Shen was a gift to the world. It's 3 gifts to 3 worlds. Gift world. Do I have to open these things, maybe? Oh, hey, buddy. Okay. It's immune to damage? No, I have to get under the water, and then I kill it, right? Yeah, okay. Secret technique. You have to get under the water. Huh. Okay. And then this thing respawned right away. Hell yeah. Okay. Stay winning. At least I know I'm in roughly the right spot. And we got one of these things. Big. Honestly, not beyond brand, but Ghost Adventures really is the best worst content to ever exist. It is, to me, Ghost Adventures is real close. You're riding the line, buddy. You're on a watch list. You're so close to being frustratingly bad. Like, not even enjoyable to watch because it's so phony, you know? It's so close to it, but I think that's, you know, that's greatness. You have to climb it because it's there. You have to push the limits of human, shall we say, self-exploitation. What saves that show for me, because it's like unwatchably bad, basically, but what saves it is when your mind starts to wander as you're watching Ghost Adventures. And you start to, in your head, it's almost like the show becomes The Sims or armchair psychology. You start to think about what was happening on the set. Did the batteries really run out, or did they just forget to charge them and then they wove it into the narrative? Who are they talking to right now? What's wrong with this person's brain? You know, you just start to invent stories about how their brain works and who they know and what happened that day. I don't know. The fan fiction in your head that starts to happen is the part that saves it for me. I don't know if I'm making any sense. But whenever I think about Ghost Adventures, I make less sense than normal. Because my brain stops working. And I've only seen the show on 2 occasions, which is both times that I entered Plibcord. I've been in Plibcord all of 3 times. 2 times they forced me to watch Ghost Adventures for 6 hours. I probably still haven't recovered from that. Anyway, I went back and did it again, because I hate myself. And the 3rd time, I watched Avatar 2. The whale version. I don't know why I keep coming back to that place. But it keeps pulling me back in. The brain rot has said it. Yeah, the worms. It's a long con of trying to figure out what exactly is wrong with Zach Baggins. Yeah. Like, it's fascinating to look at something that weird. I don't need to explain this to you. I guess I'm explaining it to everyone. Ordered some more paint and a few cheap 3D printed minis to practice on because I haven't painted anything in like a decade. Zoop. Please enjoy. I think it's a relaxing hobby. Miniature painting and assembly and all the rest. Like, it's like, there's like, deep, historically significant human nature kind of thing of peace and quiet, working on something creative with your hands in real life, start to finish, and completing something, and then seeing if you can get better or improve or try a new trick or make something that looks nice. In reality, instead of like whatever a game or whatever what have you. I think it's nice. And there's no rush. If you screw up, you can paint over it, no big deal. You can't lose, you're competing against yourself, if you even want to call it something like that. It doesn't even have to necessarily be about improvement, if you don't want it to be. I don't know, it's nice. Take some time, focus very hard, and at the end of it, you created a thing you'll have for as long as you can keep it. There's nothing else quite like it. Yeah. I like it. Speaking of creating something real, we got a new key out of the swamp here. And now, the broken key of sky, shall we? This was a raid zone way back in the day, the Plane of Sky.
Twitch Prime.
Oh, no, never mind, okay. It looks like we're going to Lake Wraith Tier. I thought this was the Plane of Sky, because I haven't looked ahead at these key quests before. But apparently, it's Lake Wraith Tier. Well, alright. I'll show you guys the Plane of Sky some other time. Lake Wraith Tier, Southwest Antonica. Born and raised. Alright. Transport Antonica. Surely I have a Wraith Gate, right? Oh, maybe not. I go to Kairana in Pak. Pure Speedwagon, thanks to the Big Prime. For 13 months, lucky 13. A baker's year. Big. Been really enjoying Age of Sigmar 3rd so far, minus the manifestations. I assume you mean 4th, but no big deal. Yeah. You haven't played Age of Sigmar in a while. I had like a month solid of constant work, and then 2 time periods where I had to leave the Wizard Tower for almost a week each. On work both times. Well, okay. One was an Age of Sigmar event, which I rather enjoyed, and the other was work, which I did not enjoy. But I got 1 solid day of being a tourist in Washington, D.C., and that was really fun. I liked that. I did the thing that I like to do, which is go to museums and art galleries and monuments and just read everything. Just read stuff. Oh, you got a plaque next to somebody's head? Who was that guy? I'll just read about it. I don't know if other people would like to go with me to art museums and history museums and art galleries and monuments and then just read everything, but because I don't want to bother people, or I don't know. If I'm going somewhere with other people, which has never happened, but it could, I would be all concerned about whether they're enjoying themselves or not. Because part of my enjoyment is whether or not they're enjoying it. But because I was going alone, I got to only do stuff I wanted to do. And I didn't have to worry about anybody maybe being bored in the 5th hour of reading about portrait gallery or presidential stuff. Anyway, it was cool. But I already had a stream about that. Had to do a thing. Why is V Tupper tagged as a follow? Why is V Tupper tagged as a follow? What do you mean? My stream? I don't think I, are you trolling me? If so, then you will, because I'm interrupting my stream to click and look at my little tags here. And I almost certainly don't have VTuber amongst them. Yeah, I do not. Alright. Anyway, good question, I guess. I just don't want to do any false advertising. You know, the MILFs that run Twitch would pull out the stub nose 45s, kick in my door if I mislabel a stream, you know? Can't be having that. I gotta follow the rules. Nothing to see here. No, thanks, officer ma'am. I'm just playing a 25-year-old game with Nintendo 64 graphics and an Excel spreadsheet for a UI. I'm a law-abiding citizen. You now painted 1,050 points for a tournament that starts on the 22nd of this month. 850 points are in 4 units though, so it feels a bit better about... Yeah. Good luck and good work. Twitch trolled you to have a follow given? Okay, no big deal. The MILFs who like to party are gonna get you for mistagging. Sorry. Is that her name? Mistagging? Shouldn't it be Mrs.? Yep, just running through the air. Levitate is sweet. Love levitating, it's magic. First time you've ever painted non-ogres, and the models are so much more detailed. Yeah, the ogres are old. They're getting a little old there.
So fucking big.
Oh, so fucking big. Look at the bits, Soterius. Mr. Woe, you're having another player join your D&D group. You are the forever DM. Literal core. Been going for 9, almost 10 years. All the same world and continued 275-year history. They are joining. Want to give them a quick take from not me. Continued in that last sentence had some issues. I'm gonna take another pass at it. They are joining. Want to give them a quick take from not me. Continued in a second.
Bits.
Hey, thanks for the bits. You don't think they should do mage stuff? Champ, fighter, paladin, warrior, healer, bow, girl. Stabby, sneaky rogue. Okay. You don't think they should do mage stuff, you say. Okay. Ferris Falcon, thanks for being a sloth for your first time chat. What would I recommend? So I'm trying to solve the Enigma code to figure out what it is that you just asked me. I'm going to assume that all of that stuff at the very end was the current party. Is this a party balance question? They have a champion fighter, a paladin, a warrior, healer, a bow girl, and a rogue. Is that 5? And there's going to be a 6th added to it? Or were you just listing classes that anyone could be? Is this person brand new to gaming, period? Are they brand new to tabletop gaming, period? Are they brand new to the edition? Are they, what's their experience? You mentioned Champ Fighter, so it's at least 5th edition, probably. Take your time. I just need a little more specificity. All right, so it looks like there's 4 big islands. I gotta run to them. So I'm gonna get I'm running up the wall so I can get as high as I can. And then levitate should carry me through, right? Or actually just we're running. Just running across the zone. Lots and lots of world history, long time history from the players. New player joining. The listed things are open options that would fit the party. They have not played a tabletop RPG. Okay. So the following things are open. A champion fighter, a paladin, a warrior, a healer, a bow girl, or a rouge. For somebody who has not played a tabletop RPG, I think a rogue is very interesting because it gives the player the opportunity to do something that they probably don't get to do a lot in other mediums, like video games, which is talk to the GM who's a person and be like, okay, so can I do this? Like they have a plan, something creative or interesting, or lie to this thing, or sneak through this, or being the rogue puts you in the mindset of being able to do interesting things that normally it's like a walled garden, right? Digitally. The downside to rogue is that they're boring in combat, but that's fine. You're good at interaction and you're good at exploration, and those are the 2 interesting parts of the game for the most part. So my suggestion, the first suggestion would be a rogue. And the second suggestion would be a paladin. Paladin gives you a little bit of rails. It puts you a little bit on rails. It puts you a little bit into a box, but that's not a bad thing. Some people approach RPGs, TTRPGs, and you can be anything. And now they have analysis paralysis. And the fact that Paladin comes pre-packaged with a whole bunch of guidance. Like you have a god that you worship. It cares about nature. Here's some interesting abilities. It fills in a little. It's sort of like Warlock, where you have to choose a patron, and then you have like the first question ever. Oh well, what's the deal with the patron? How did I meet the patron? Who are they specifically? In the same way with the paladin, it kind of asks some obvious questions of you when you're writing the backstory or making the character. It kind of pushes you along. Hey, you probably belong to an order, or worship this god, or care about revenge and you're Batman for some reason, or whatever. It helps them along. It's like a catalyst, I guess, a little inciting incident. So I would list those 2 things. I think it's actually bad advice to suggest champion fighter to the newest player ever. New player doesn't mean stupid. Right? I don't think you should suggest the simplest, lowest skill ceiling, fewest options ever thing for a brand new player. I think they'll get bored. There's nothing to do. You want to give them room to grow. They're like a goldfish in an aquarium. Now, maybe you don't want to bury them in options, but I would very strongly move away from champion fighter who's got nothing to do outside of combat, nothing to do with interacting with other people, nothing to do with exploration. And in combat, I attack. And my numbers are higher. Like, you're giving the person like the worst TTRPG experience ever. Play Diablo 2 if you want to do something like that, I think anyway. Some people really do just want to eye attack every time. But I think they're rare, and those people will seek out that kind of thing on their own because they want to. Anyway, that's my spiel. Hello, sir. Did you see it? The shiny. It flew through the sky and then it hit the water. I think you can reach it. Look into the water. Oh, the troublemaker tried to push me in when I looked into the water. You son of a bitch. Take that part of the key. Anyway, let's get some height. Can I climb up this thing? No, I can't. No, actually I can a little bit. Hold on. We're going up. It's working. Trust the plan. Yes. Let's go. Oh, shit. Trust the plan. Yes. Right on the corner. Right on the very corner, it moves you up. There it is. Yes. Okay, we got the height. Now I can straight run across the sky and not have to swim through the ocean, which is way slower. I needed some height to be able to make it all the way across. Gamer maneuver. Nice. Oh, actually, too high. Hold up, too high. It's a Nomo, Ricus. Causing trouble. I saw something in the water. Another troublemaker. Got him. Right. Second key acquired. And now the third key. Speedrun strats. You found a French treatise on economic attrition warfare for your Rifts prep? My man, let's go. We're kicking it old school. We will win the old ways. And now we go to this one. Once again, we run across the sky. Pelly's a great suggestion because in your experience, the greater hurdle for new players is decision-making, too much freedom. Giving them a goal and a starting point is a great way to get them going before they decide what they want to do. Yeah, I think so too. narrow the view, right? It's kind of, it was sort of an issue maybe a little bit in Rifts, because you could just do anything and make anything. And that's going to lead to analysis paralysis at best. And at worst, it's going to be, well, I don't know anything about the world, so how can I know what to even ask that could be possible, you know, something like that. So quite a lot of smoothening. All right, hello. Goken Red Feather. Watch the sky. It's a peaceful water. Defeat the Null Troublemaker. Where's the Null Troublemaker? He didn't appear. Should the Null Troublemaker have appeared? Are we appearing? I did it the first 2 times. You'd like to give an example of plot over combat. This party had an hour and a half of just realizing no rolling needed, connect the dots, and knowing at the end of the last arc. Yeah, I often fall along those lines as well. I kind of do the same thing. You know, rolling is fun, but maybe I just have to do it twice. There we go. I just had to do it again. The game's great. The script didn't trigger the first time. No big deal. Everything's under control. Now we have a broken key of fire and a broken key of fear. I'll do fire first. We already had the broken key of lava, which is Lava Storm Mountains. Where does the key of fire go? Oh, of course, Skyfire Mountains. How silly of me. Well, I got a teleport for that. Where is it though? Lucklin? No, Kunark. No. I thought I had a teleport for that. Yeah, right. I think I liked the previous ambient mix a little better. This one's kind of, it's droning a little bit, but it's almost over. How to get to Skyfire? I thought Skyfire was in Kunark. Am I crazy? Oh, that's right. There's 2 Skyfire Mountains. There's the old one and the new one. And I want the old one. Yeah, and the old teleports don't have the right type of teleport. Okay. Okay. Because with Lucklin, they had the awful Nexus system, which is just terrible. And so a lot of what should be teleports during that era are instead the stupid Nexus cape. Boy, do I hate that thing. What a piece of crap. Oh, I want to go to the normal over there. I'm pretty sure. Hey, I'm running out of Dr. Pepper. I'm gonna get a DP. Please enjoy an advertisement, and I'll be right back. For the second to last key in Old Quest Han.
What can you do with cream you can't do with any other wine?
Know why I refrigerate? Because my friends love to
Cream.
This setting should indicate that we know how to...
Cream.
Hello, darling.
C'era Lambrusco, Bianco, and Rosato have such a bright cream taste. Every sip said cream.
Their wine list is first rate.
All it says is...
You know that I'm the cream.
What a cream to taste.
We back. All right. Let's get some macro blank in here. Now this is Kunark, the first expansion to EverQuest. Cool expansion, gotta say. There they are. The two statues of the Ixar. New playable race, Scalies. Literally everyone hates them. When EverQuest first came out, there were goodly races and evil races, and then some neutral ones. And these had factions that mattered, and you couldn't go to their cities because the guards would kill them and stuff. This is what WoW took as an idea and built upon and made the Warden lines, as far as mechanically how they worked in WoW. And so you're a dark elf and the humans don't like you, and you could grind your faction all the way up and get them to like you eventually. It was possible. It would just take weeks of grinding. But Ixar, everyone hated you, even the evil races. Big downside. But you got an armor bonus, which was sick, and a regeneration bonus, which is also sick. at the time. The downside was you couldn't wear plate armor. You could only wear up to chain because you already had the scales. And then like one expansion later, they got rid of that negative and you were just the best. For a while. Incorrect. You love Dark Elves. My man. Puritess enjoyers and shit. Alright, so we want to go... Where do we want to go? Looking at the map. Go like right here, next to that orb. However... invisibility. Although a lot of stuff sees through invisible in Skyfire. A lot of dragons can. Deedlit for life? Look, Pyre. You have great taste. I'm just saying. You get Deedlit, I get Puritess, everybody's happy. Reach across the aisle. Great compromise of the centuries. Our nations never need cross blades. I only have 2 more keys to do before all the keys are done. I wonder what you get for it from that tower. I think there's like 10. And I only have maybe the first 7 or something. More than fair. We gotta go back to the ground here. I was floating a little too high. A bottomless Gnar? Oh, Gnar. Let's move invisibility. Until it. Blasted idiot. Okay. Supposedly, it's somewhere around here. Gnar. The derpiest looking ass dragon you have ever seen. The stupid looking creature. I'm putting you out of your misery. And thanks for the key. Half, or third. Oh, or Gnar. 2 place. Here somewhere. At least that one had stuff on the ground, so it kind of like, ooh, there's things on the ground, maybe I go over there. At least that one had that kind of a thing. Good shot. That other thing was just a piece of grass, visually indistinct from any other piece of grass. That Steamfont Mountain Range thing. But it figured the most annoying one was in the gnome area. Typical gnome stuff. Alright, somewhere's around here. By this thing? No. Stuck in the geometry. Get out. Well, not really stuck. I rooted it, but you know. The next one is along the lava. Speaking of Dark Elves, you're building some right now. Which elves? Nice. Are you building them as Dark Elves? Like Onyx? You know, sort of Onyx, maybe a midnight blue, purpley skin, white hair. That kind of thing. Like Drow, I guess, or Dro. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that one. I never did know, so I just hot swapped back and forth every time. I figure that's fair. It's for Doc. Well, I know it's for Doc. I just didn't know how you were painting them. If it was the classical way or, you know, something else. I think it's in between one of these lava areas. It's draw your bone. Oh, look at my losing my buffs from just walking around all the time. Even my shields. So I can be immune to the first, like, 2 hits from stuff, at least. People say drow, but you feel it's drow because phonetics. Yeah, I don't know. I've said both. I usually just say both back and forth because I'm not sure. I follow Ed Greenwood on Twitter, and he is pretty responsive to people. So I guess I could ask him. If I'm gonna ask anybody, I figure Ed Greenwood probably would know that guy. Maybe R.A. Salvatore, I suppose. One of them two. But give me the keys. All right. 1 key remaining. Huge. You should say it like Owen Wilson says, wow. So when the GM's like, okay, what race did you choose for your character there? Drow. I don't think he really sounds like that. I made him sound worse than he really sounds. I'm not good at doing an Owen Wilson, I guess. The final key. The broken key of fear. The key of fear from the plane. Does this want me to go to the plane of fear? That would be sick if it did. Head to the Fearot. Oh no, it wants me to go to the newbie swamp zone. Boo, I thought it wanted me to go to the plane of fear. That would have been sick. I have the teleport spell for it. I went and got the material components. Now we gotta go to the Fearot, okay. Which is the home of the trolls and the ogres and the frogolux. The swamp area. And I think the trolls still don't have a homeland. The frogolux just showed up and they're like, hey, we had to run away from Guck. Fuck you. And I don't want Fear Out the Dream, that's the level 85 version. I want the Origo now. Just the original, please. Thank you. Draw. There's a beast lord there with her wolf companion. Wait, no, that was a shaman. Because your warder, if you're a barbarian, is a bear, and that was a wolf. So that must have been a shaman. And not the beast lord. Or beast lorad. Is there sometimes. No, I'll take the Fearot, please. Big F's. All right. Find myself in the Fearot. So, oh, this one is, yeah, okay. So this one we're walking. The whole thing is just steps, rungs on a ladder, except, we have Bup. Okay, sir. It's horizontal. Took a break from AOS to paint some Space Marines, and man, the whiplash between model quality is jarring. I mean, I don't know that I would say quality. Well, okay, I would. I wouldn't only say quality. They're made to be as simple as possible, right? You know, they're made for a different type of painting, kinda. Oh, here's Cog. Okay, it's across the water, kind of in the open area over here. Sure. I've never painted any Space Marine guys, but it seems like Stormcast with like no detail. But maybe I'm thinking of it in my head and it's different than how it really is. I don't mean to speak out of turn. Somewhere around here. And it looks kind of like a... Ooh, maybe it's this. No. Is it a stump? It's a little higher up here. Oh, it was right here. It was right here. Of course. A giant tarantula. So it starts moving slowly away. I can't attack it yet. I just gotta follow it. Giant tarantula. Follow the tarantula. Going over here now. We can't attack it yet. Still going. Are you going to go through that or above? Okay, you're going to climb over it. Sure. Okay. And then back down. No problem. Smooth plates over smooth plates with a sprinkle of cloth over Cursed City Longbeard Man. And then I got the broken key. Okay, so I followed the big spider. And the big spider makes little spiders. And the little spiders attack you and you have to kill them. And so you just like sit there. This is going to take a little while, but I get what they were trying to do here. Escort missions. Space Marines are good models for practicing layering and training your artist's eye for point of light shading since it's all panels. Yeah, true. It would, you know, I'm not saying it's easy. I think it would be actually kind of challenging to make them look good for me. Light is a lot easier, at least I think, with surfaces that are, I guess, more interesting. If your surfaces are just kind of half cylinders and plates and rounded edges and stuff, I think to me it makes it a little harder. I would rather, I'll put it this way, I would much rather paint a cape, like some cape billowing in the wind or something, That sounds a lot more fun to me than painting armor plates. I would way rather paint billowing capes. Or cloth or fabric. Marshcrawla Slogoth painted last Friday survived its first 3 games. Streams are good luck. Yeah, because usually isn't it kind of like the stereotype is that when you finish painting something, the first time you play with it, it just dies or all the dice roll bad or whatever. Anyway, I'm glad you liked your games, if you did. How did you find the Slogoth do in the list? Another good buff? Kinda worth it, could position it somewhere. One of your old memories of EverQuest is watching your dad play a barbarian guy in a frozen wasteland getting killed by ice spiders and losing all his gear because he couldn't find his corpse. Yep. That would be a barbarian outside of Hallis in Everfrost Peaks. Probably a spiderling or perhaps even one of the tarantulas. And he couldn't find his body because everything was white and kind of a maze when you were moving out. And you did have to run back to your body or you would lose all of your stuff. That was how it was back then. Harsh outing your dad like that. It was a tough game. It dumps you in the middle of an entire world and doesn't explain anything to it. And it's just like, figure it out, survive. And the game hates you, the game wants to kill you, your character is weak, monsters are stronger than players generally, and you can only beat them by teaming up together. That's fun in its own way, I think. Kind of brutal at times, yeah. Better than you thought. You gave some much needed speed to your gut rippas. Nice. It's the opponent not wanting to know what it does since you spent all that time on it, so they focus fire on the new unknown stuff. Okay. That could be true. Alright. Well, that was the longest one. Follow the spider forever. We got the 3 keys and the few rounds. There it is. 9 keys to rule them all. ASMR opening a Mountain Dew. Delicious. Alright, now what I need to do is go to the southern desert of Ro, where the tower awaits. And what zone do we have here? Deliver all 5 of the first keys to the guy in the tower. All right. Teleporting to the desert of Rome. He did not face any heavy shooting in those games. That could have been his downfall, I suppose. But in that case, it's kind of a target priority, right? They're shooting that instead of something else. Or maybe they wouldn't have shot that and you get to have your speed for a turn. He didn't play for too long. Oh. You know, some people do, some people don't. I think a lot of people did bounce off of it, if I'm honest. I don't know. I think it's pretty fun. But then again, I'm the kind of guy who goes to Washington, D.C. and just reads stuff all day. So I don't know. Maybe it's for a type. Painting an anvil will make them waste the tax trying to kill it before you can activate whatever horrible special rule made you paint it. Yeah. This is a metagame that we could exploit, right? You take a unit that's just terrible, you know, and then you paint it brand new. And so it acts as player chaff. Not chaff on the table, but like a taunting mechanism so that your opponent thinks it's good and targets it. Next level gaming strats. Pocket full of keys, part 1. Deliver the first 5. Or rather, deliver the first 6. I don't think he's gonna teleport me somewhere else, you know? Let's see. Who is it again? Clockwork Artificer. First 5 keys. What do you need? Lava, Forest, Frost. So we got Lava, Forest, Frost. Sky and Steam. We got Sky. And I assume this is Steam. It's purple. Yeah. These 4 are other ones, and then these 5 are quest ones. So here you go, buddy. Please enjoy. EverQuest Pog! Taxi 2 stock. What is up? What race class? Dark Elf Wizard. And working my way through a persona as well. With a Erudite Shadow Knight. I hate to do it, kinda, because I am a hipster as it comes to classes, which is why I chose Wizard. Because nobody plays Wizards, everybody said they suck. And if it pertains to EverQuest generally, you know, people are like, everybody's got a Shadow Knight, everybody's got a Necromancer, everybody's got a Magician, right? There's certain classes that just kind of everybody plays. I like to play stuff that is rare. Not rare enough to play a druid, like chill, you know, but so I went with wizard. But now that I got my wizard at max level and everything's pretty good, it's time to make an alt. And, you know, at a certain point, everyone has to make a Shadow Knight. So fine, I'll do it. You got me. Alright, achievement unlocked. Pocket full of keys, part 1. We did it. You'd probably play a lizard shaman or an ogre shaman. Shaman is really good. They're great solo, probably the best healer. Not the most powerful healer, just the most sought after healer. They got slows, which are excellent, great buffs. They can solo pretty well. Everybody likes them to be in their party. Everybody's boxing them and stuff. Shaman's a good choice. It's like modern EverQuest, right? So what race you are is basically just aesthetics and that's it. But you know, lizards have regen, which is good because you're gonna be cannibalizing to get mana back. But then again, at this level, it doesn't matter. Even ogre frontal stun is like kind of irrelevant, at least for the tank classes, because they're gonna get AAs that cover that. Oh wait, that's 4, so I have to go to floor 10. Six, 9. The most recent floor that opened, I think, is 10, right? Or it goes up forever. One of the two. This here. Broken key of fear, huh? I would have that. Maybe I already had the 10th key. Or rather, what are next? So 11 doesn't have the thing on the ground, huh? Interesting. Well, maybe there isn't a part 2 yet. You're thinking about trying Project 99 with the True Day Night cycle. Project 99 is real cool. I like it. TLPs are real cool. I like them. I like EverQuest Live as well. It almost, to me, it doesn't matter what flavor of EverQuest you like. My advice is simply play where the people are, because it's a very old game that not a terrifically large number of people still play. So just make sure you choose where you're going to play has the most people you can, you know, whatever server it is, whatever QMU it is, whatever TLP it happens to be. The game is built from the ground up to play with other people for sure. So whatever type it is you like, just play with people. It's way better. I don't need to tell you that, but I'm kind of saying it out loud for everybody, I suppose. Okay, well, looks like my key quest days are over. But I'm kind of curious what is at the top of this, so I'm just going to go. What is at the top of this place? Was this a knowledge portal? Does that go to POK, I wonder? Cool. And then we're like potentially inside the plane of sky. Oh, it rotates. Oh, now press it again. Okay. Okay. What did that do? What did it do? Oh, and then it goes back to normal. Interesting. Hey, alright. Alright, Millie. How many stuff do I have? What are these called? Timeless tokens. I got 228. I got basically everything I could want. So just keep taking the power source. They're all Conjurosaurus, but I might as well start getting some for chat on it. Slayer Source has 92 AC. I'd love to see it. Makes sense because this is old game design where the concept of soloing isn't a luxury everyone had. Yeah, you do like the concept of trash being dangerous enough to need to CC things and make a roll beyond tank TVS healer. Yeah, they kind of condensed it down to 3 in later MMOs, but I thought it was interesting that they went 3+1 in EverQuest, where it's you have a DPS or maybe a CC, crowd control, puller. You had this whole pulling thing. The threat kind of mattered for sure. You had classes that were almost like pure synergy. Interesting take on it, I think. This 92 AC one is actually pretty good. Or the Defender Source with even more AC on it. So why do these only cost 7? They're so cheap. Alright, I'll take 2. Just, yeah. So we'll have 3 of all the different sources. So that's the one if I'm tanking. And I suppose I'll grab a Slayer Source if I'm not tanking. Stuff around. Is this the actual soundtrack? It is not. It's a macro blank. Have it on in the background. What are you up to today? I just did a bunch of those old key quest things. I did 9 of them. And I turned in the first 5, and I just need 1 more, but it's not. It wasn't there. I think maybe I need to complete a room. Or maybe somebody just picked it up. I'm gonna look again now that I've waited. Or maybe I missed one. I suppose I could have missed one maybe? It's possible I missed a key somewhere. No, there wasn't one next to the 10th door. Right? I'm triple second guessing myself. Because there's number 9. And then next to 10 door, there should be one. And there wasn't last time. Okay, someone just picked it up and it respawned. Perfect. Oh, the 10th one is Fear. I did the same mistake twice, I guess. Let's take off levitation so I can get all the way down. Possible that I missed one of the keys on my first run up here. And so we'll see what they are. Watch it be like the first one. Nope, I've done the sand already, so we did that one already. We did lava already, so I did that one. I'm just making sure, because I feel like there should be 10 because there's 10 doors and I have 9 completed. I did forest, we've done that. Retracing my steps. Frost, we did that. That was in Everfrost Peaks and Hallis. You assume there's fall damage? There is, but I'm level 125 with 570,000 hit points, and so I think I could fall for like 20 minutes and not die. Alright, I did the sky. That doesn't matter. Did that one already. falling isn't like a percent of your life. It's like a pure number in this game. Jungle. I remember doing the jungle. It was Emerald Jungle in Kunark. Fire. We did that one. That was Skyfire Mountain Range. Swamps, which I think I still have, right? Yeah, did that. That was Swamp of No Hope. And then Door 10. Then how come I turned in 5 keys and I still have 4? But I've done all these. Oh, maybe it was because I turned in the first one a long time ago and forgot, and then turned in 5, and the quest is actually for 6. So I turned in the first 6, and now I have 4 remaining. And there isn't a quest to turn in the next 4, unless there is. Look, sometimes you gotta open up the Excel spreadsheet and figure out what's going on. What about Pocket Full of Keys Part 2? Maybe there just isn't a part 2 quite yet. I mean, that could be. I ran out of keys and I ran out of doors. It's called Year of Dark Paw. Pocket Full, okay. There was an old world MMO, lasted 5 years, but that was due to Warhammer not being a well-known thing. I played that game, Warhammer Online. It was very fun. I liked it. I thought it had cool ideas, and the realm versus realm combat stuff was sweet, I thought. Even though at the time I didn't know anything about Warhammer Fantasy, nor did I care. I thought the game was fun as an MMO. I enjoyed myself. I didn't play it for too terribly long, but I liked it. How would an AOS MMO do factions? I think we're past the idea of doing Horde and Alliance that can't talk to each other kind of thing, right? WoW did it for a long time, but even they are easing back on it. I don't know if the Grand Alliances matter that much. You know, they're more of a game store kind of thing, because really it's the gods. And so I don't know if they would get that overt with it. I suppose they would, because then it would make it easy to buy their stuff and figure out what you like. Yeah, you know, I'm talking myself out of it now. That's not coming till next patch. Oh, okay. All right. If the first turn-in is 6 and I only have 4 and there's only 10 doors, you would imagine that there will eventually be 12 doors and then you turn into 6 for the second one. I think that's how it's supposed to work. You don't even want a Warhammer MMO? I don't either. MMOs are crazy expensive, take forever to make, and almost never make their money back. The era of MMOs is over. I want like a soul-bound, good-ass CRPG for sure. For me, you know. Jack Liprick Games has been working on a Warhammer MMO, but it's not said what the IP is yet, but it's been in development for like a year and a half. There was a old world MMO, okay. Interesting. This guy worked at Daybreak and was working on EQ Next before it was scrapped because some of the concepts just weren't possible at the time. Like, for example, imagine people decimated Soul A so hard the goblins got wiped, but in turn the kobolds from Soul B took over. Yeah, the living world kind of thing reminds me a lot of what Ghost Crawler's been working on for a long time. I can't remember what they were going to call his MMO, but, you know, the whole, like, what you do matters and the world has changed forever kind of thing. I think that's chasing a whale. I think the average player logs onto an MMO and starts doing a quest and Google's like types in how to complete it and they're like, oh, you can't. You used to be able to, but then the players farmed too much and now you can't do it anymore. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they just like click and uninstall the game at that exact moment. I'm probably being too harsh, but I'm not convinced, I guess, about the your actions change the world kind of stuff. Final Fantasy XIV, the most successful MMO of the modern day, is putting a tremendous effort to make it playable all the way through solo. Should tell you everything you need to know about the genre. Yeah, the genre is single-player theme park, where there happens to be other people that get to look at you sometimes. But that's what the players have been asking for the whole time, right? You know, and the realities of fewer players over time mean that if you're a more solo-centric MMO, you are more equipped to be still okay during the inevitable free-to-play transition retirement home of your MMO once it's no longer popular. So there's upsides and downsides. Just give me a clean remake, a classic EQ with some improvements. Graphics can still be 99 as an option. Game would be fire. Yeah, I think the closest people have managed to get to that is Project 99, right? I can't play it myself, unfortunately. EQMU no longer works on my computer. I really enjoyed myself with a lot of EQMU stuff over the years, but no longer runs. It's something to do with my CPU. I have like an editing workstation, and so my CPU is weird in a big, not great way. Like for games, it's for like workstation stuff. It's not really for gaming. And so when you get some old clients, like the ones you have to use for EQMU, they don't know what's going on, and the entire game, including all the inputs, operate at like 7,000% bonus speed, and it's like unplayable, and there's no way to fix it. Now, modern EverQuest patched that and fixed it in 2016, but that's after Underfoot and stuff, what, Titanium, you know, whatever, the ones that EQMU use. So long story short, I can't do EQMU stuff anymore, nor can I do Project 99, so I play live instead, and I'm enjoying myself because I play with people, usually. Unless it's on stream, I guess. Okay, Studios could do a good job with their IP, like their work. I think... Man, this might be like too self-aware. This might be like too self-aware. But I don't think there's a market for this kind of a game. Like, it exists purely because of nostalgia. And I'm enjoying myself a lot. But I don't know that there's a way to... I don't think there's a hunger for this kind of thing. And if you have that, you can, I suppose, play this. Is there a hunger for this kind of tutorial mud, you know, in a 3D setting? I'm not sure. Sister Spinny Fists. Ooh, look at this outfit. Blue and orange DVD cover. What a monk. A remake needs Quest XP and some instances like WoW. We need to undo the Quest XP nerf of Death Fist / belts. Am I right, gamers? Wrongfully nerfed. Just turn them in. Soothsayer. I just got here and you get punched by nostalgia, even just the front above the character, yeah. Speaking of nostalgia, we've got a short sword of the Acacia over here. Sarnak shield. Damn. Right, where was I going again? Oh yeah, the neighborhood guild hall, where there won't be any nostalgia at all. You want there to be a market for it, but you doubt that there is. That's kind of where I'm sitting. I'm not disagreeing, and if somebody made it, I would buy it. Sort of like, imagine if Pantheon was good and would ever come out. Both of those things, like. That kind of market, I guess. It would be exactly for me and I would buy it, but I think, realistic enough to know that it's like too niche and it's just for old guys who played this game in '99 and stuff. But if somebody does it, bless them, and I'll give them money probably. You know? Was I gonna bank this? Because it's a quest that I won't be working on for a while. So many bags. Bag maxing. What does it need? 109. Okay. More quests getting banked. Okay, there we go. Finally No storage? Okay, so that's why it's in my inventory. No storage. Yeesh. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Yummy. You think that these types of crunchy games are making a comeback maybe another 2 to 3 years down the line? I think the genre of crunchy game is something that will live on, yeah. You know, like Minecraft came out, like Factorio came out and got a big following. There's the crunchy style, absolute nerd, you know. That stuff I think so, but massively multiplayer online role-playing game, I actually don't think so. The MMO is the type of thing that explodes temporarily when there's a new communication method. You know what I mean? Like, the internet comes out. Like, ARPA invents the internet. And then there were MUDs. MUDs were, like, some of the first stuff to do there. And then we had a little better internet and a little faster, and then suddenly we get EverQuest. And then with WoW, it was like the average person realizing that MMOs could exist, but it was still like a I can't believe I'm typing to someone from Japan, right? But as soon as you get a generation or two that have grown up with the internet, it's no longer special and amazing, it's just simply part of the world, and it's always been here, right? So I think once VR gets good, maybe that'll be the next thing maybe that'll be the resurgence of whatever new MMO will sweep the nation when VR is good, or, you know, I don't know. To me, I think you kind of wait for some technology mixed with some new communication method. And you put those together, and it means that MMOs are going to be like the shit for 10 years. And then fade away once people are used to them again. But maybe this is like the boomerist take ever, because I'm like floating above and looking across decades and stuff like that. You're excited for Titan Quest 2? Alternate Diablo, but Greek ancient world mythology. Okay. We're still waiting for the third RTS Golden Age. RTS is dead. I'm sorry to say it. There was once a mighty genre called real-time strategy, but it is gone. It has been split, and in fact, it spun off, I guess, from Grand Strategy, really. But yeah, the only kind of RTS I think that will live on and move forward is MOBAs and Civilization style games. Or like Total War style games or something, but like a meat and potatoes RTS, I don't really think so. You know, StarCraft 3 sweeping the nation or something like that. Somebody buys the IP, the Total Annihilation. I don't know. Ah, well. Tell you what, chat, I got a pizza with my name on it. I've been staring at it for the past 2 hours. Thanks for big chilling while we did absolute nostalgia key quests that sent you to a bunch of old world zones that I could talk about for a while. I wasn't sure how that'd turn out, but I thought it turned out pretty well. All the different zones they sent you to. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. So anyway, tomorrow I gotta leave the wizard tower for the first time in a week and a half, because there's a farmer's market with my name on it, and then I gotta go drive down to like Exonia, and I'm getting Gramps. I'm bringing him food and stuff because he can't really cook for himself anymore. And the only reason I really leave the house, to be perfectly honest, or rather the Wizard Tower, is to get groceries, take care of Gramps, and go to the farmer's market. Have a nice spicy pepper cheese bread empanada and a coffee, and watch the feminist protesters. Dinner and a show. So it's, you know, that's on the docket tomorrow. And then Sunday, get your blankies and sleeping bags. We're going to do some Unky HeyWoah bedtime stories reading Road Warden. I think I'll keep that one going. Are they still going topless in November? Yeah, we come from Wisconsin, so it doesn't bother them that much. It hasn't been that cold, you know? Eventually, they won't be, but... Regardless, once it gets cold enough that they wouldn't, they actually move the place from around the Capitol to this totally different site that's like inside and everything, and it's sort of a different deal. Anyway, TY for stopping by. I hope I hope I took the load off a little bit. See you guys Sunday. And then probably Monday. I just got finished with a massive chunk of 2 big contracts, and I'm all freed up now. So, I don't know. You know, I really should make a YouTube video, huh? You remember those? Once every presidency? I'm gonna do that 4th edition thing. Hey, alright. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Man, this song is actually kind of nice. Absolute easy listening. It's probably a DMCA thing. Anyway, see ya. Man, look at the generosity on the screen here. Thanks for the subs and the bits and the primes. As well as amazing plebit for the raid. Amazing Captain Plebit. Captain Amazing Plebit. I actually don't know where the captain goes in that sentence. I'll have to ask her later. Yeah, let's get an SO. We got the little wiggly, the plebby wiggly. Anyway, see ya.